The Nintendo Shack is back. Welcome to another episode of PSVG's Nintendo Shack. Of course, a proud member of the PSVG Podcast Network. And, hey, we're part of that little darling community on the internet of Make Us Better. I am Jason. Yes, Jason Lacey. I'm here once again, helming the Shack. With me, the master of puppets himself, Donnie Reese.
Greetings, Kooplings. Hi, Jason.
Hey, Donnie.
Welcome back to this show you host.
when I feel like it, right?
I've missed you, buddy.
Here's the thing. It's just funny timing because now everyone's going to be like, it's just coincidence that my episode of Radio is Lame went out this week.
Yeah.
I'm talking about being not burnout, but overcommitting and overstretching. And then I wasn't on If We Were Nintendo for 2 weeks. I wasn't
Jason,
on Shack.
Would you say that you crunch? Like, are you doing like weekly crunch? Like it's just bad, like Rockstar bad?
Yeah, I'm waiting for that sweet commission, that sweet bonus to come in at the end of the year.
Completely unrelated to Nintendo Shack and what we're going to talk about, but is there any part of you that thinks it's just a little bit funny that everybody's whining about how much employees worked at Rockstar and crunched and whether or not it did or did not happen, but in the exact same 2 or 3 days, everybody's upset that Bethesda released a letter talking about how broken their game is going to be and how everybody's like they rushed it. I'm just wondering if anybody's caught on to that at all. I'm not saying that I'm for crunch or against crunch, whatever. Obviously we'd like everybody to work 40-hour weeks until it's done. I just think there's just a little interesting. There's something there between those two things.
I mean, there is. I haven't really weighed in on that whole subject, but how awesome was that Jason Schreier article about Rockstar? Like that one with the interviews, and then
I tried to read the whole thing. I think I got through the first 3 or 4 paragraphs. Was it amazing?
I don't know if it's amazing, but it just impresses me. Like I know you always speak about it a lot, but I mean everything. Like when he does those deep dive research articles, that's just like I don't see that anywhere else online. So
yeah. I mean, I do like the access that he got. I was listening to his podcast because I do like his podcast quite a bit. I was listening to a podcast today where he's talking about the weird scenario that they brought him in to do interviews with the Rockstar folks. Yeah, he's like, it's totally
HR
weird.
Guys there, and then I mean, I don't know.
It could have been a play because they just video conference in. They could have been actors and stuff. He has no idea.
Yeah, I mean, and the last point I want to make out of it before we actually get on topic is I agree with what people were. Outcry and people were like, well, we got to boycott Rockstar, but I like the point that he drove home. It's like, no, this game needs to sell well so the people that worked on it get a sweet check for the game selling, I mean, that's the thing, because they're going to get royalties or something. Their bonus is going to be based on that game by Rockstar making money. And I mean,
if you want to support the developers, not buying the game they worked on that's not going to help.
Right.
That's not going to help. That's going to get them all fired and not rehired, Yes, hey, yes. Ted's in the chat. We got Dev's in the chat. Nintendame is in the chat. Missing on the show is my Nintensis, Caroline. She's having internet issues, guys, a lot. We worked on it for about 30 minutes. We're starting late. We tried to get it. She restarted everything over and over and over again, and we just had to have her bow out. So give her the night off. Go rest and relax.
A solid 10 minutes, and then it freezes on her, and then she curses a lot and throws things, and then the cycle repeats.
Sure,
it's not healthy for anyone.
And we're definitely not the professional podcasts that are running all of our local tracks and running it through filters. I ain't got time for that. So, we
go straight to tape, straight to live.
Yeah, if live ain't gonna work, we need you to sit down for a little bit. We'll get that figured out later.
Yeah, so we're back. It's like old school Shack.
Yeah, it is. Shack 1.
Except without Kevin.
You want to review Golf Story again?
It was brought up in chat today because I don't talk about it that much, but Golf Story's a good game. You should probably own it. It's on sale, right?
Yeah, it is on sale. It's $9.86. It's $5 off.
Donnie, I hear you like that game.
I do love that game. I love it quite a bit. And I hear that every time we talk about it, I just talk over you. So.
Oh my God, Golf Story!
Jason, do you like Golf Story?
I do enjoy Golf Story.
The reason that was on my mind is because we just launched PSVG's Nintendo Shack podcast feed. So I had to reload all those episodes. And then as I was going through them all, I was like, oh, Nintendo Shack 1 is just me and Jason talk about Golf Story. That is how Nintendo Shack 1 should be.
That's a pretty good intro to Nintendo Shack, I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, Golf Story is a good game. I enjoy Golf Story. You enjoy Golf Story. Everyone enjoys Golf Story. Golf Story.
Yep,
This
Caroline
episode
is in the
sponsored by
chat,
Golf
and she
Story.
says buy the physical version, which I agree. Caroline, while you're in the chat, when is that coming? I just paid for it. I have no idea when it's going to come. I bought it like a month ago. Is it going to be here in like
Next year.
2019 or something? I have no idea.
I don't know. I can't answer that for you. We'll let her do that. So yeah, it feels good to be back. It's been I've missed a lot of my shows this past couple of weeks. I had a anniversary trip. I had a family wedding, so I've been out of town 2 weekends in a row. So yeah, here we are, back to the grind, back in the saddle, back to Nintendo land. I'm good. Hope you guys miss me, because I missed all of you.
Yeah, we always do, man. And it's good you get some vacation time and get away and all that.
Tell me
This
about it.
anniversary is a really good reason to not podcast for a bit.
Yeah, right. Big 6 years. We haven't killed each other yet.
That's
it. So Donnie, I'm gonna cut this short. We usually like to talk about what we've been playing, and I'll be honest, I haven't been playing anything. I haven't played much of anything since I finished Mega Man 11. Like, I don't want to say like I'm at a dry spell for Switch games, but like there's just nothing that's like I want to get back into.
Speaking to you, nothing's grabbing you.
Yeah, like every once in a while I'll throw up if I have some time to kill. I've played some Debris Infinity,
Okay.
I've played that, but I think I tried to play Dead Cells one day, and there's 2 ways like I have to play Dead Cells now, because I'm like at this point where I don't have enough things unlocked where I think I can like safely be strong enough to make it through like the second boss. So I was like, do I either speed run it to try to get to those unlocked doors where you can get decent payload of the cells, or do I go meticulously through and kill everything to try to get all the upgrades? And each time I go the speedrun route, and then each time I die stupidly and lose all my progress with like 5 minutes in and playing, I'm just like, F this, and I just dashboard it and close the game.
Well, okay. So shameless plug, since you're not going to be on tomorrow's spooky Hallowcast at PSVG, have you been watching anything? Are you in the mood? Are you taking in the festivities?
My wife and I did watch all of The Haunting of Hill House on Netflix.
Ooh.
We watched that in like 3 days. So which is always fun when her and I both really get into a show, and then we'll do
Sure.
that. And I think there was like what was that one movie on Netflix that came out? I think it just hit earlier in the month, which is kind of creepy themed. It's like this guy has to go rescue his sister from some cult, and it's like set in like the I think it's like earlier 1900s. I can't remember it. So we're gonna watch that, and like I know if it was available when we were gone in the one weekend, we were gonna go see the new Halloween film.
Nice. Nice.
But yeah, we always watch a few spooky things this time of year. Like our tradition for Halloween is we give out candy, and then we usually throw on like Turner Classic or sometimes AMC too, and then all the old school films.
Yeah.
Like they usually have a bunch of Vincent Price stuff we'll watch, or just some random old scary movies. So I think that was always fun. Like, have you ever seen like the original version of The Fall of the House of Usher? Like,
no,
that is like, it's just weird.
I haven't.
Really weird.
And I never really dive way back. My wife is always like, "Let's go watch like the movies from the 50s," and I've tried to watch a couple, and I'm like, no. There's just certain
House of
things
Wax,
I can't
the original
go
House of
back
Wax.
to. I've seen that one.
That one's
Yeah.
good.
Okay.
So we always do that, but I did actually, non-Nintendo related, I fired up my stream Monday night because I had some time, and I started playing Dead Space again. And I'm almost done. I started this last Halloween streaming Dead Space, getting the spirit, and it's taken me a year to finish this game, but I'm finally like halfway through the final chapter. I'm going to finish it this weekend, finally.
Wow.
And then maybe start Dead Space 2.
Maybe.
But I may have an assignment to a man for the shack. So I'm going to do that, and I'm really hopeful there's a code we're hoping to land for another upcoming indie game that I'm really hoping we get. So
Before you're going to be talking about how you have so many games to play. You're like, I have so much stuff to play.
dude, I've still been, even Caroline kind of inspired me too with her stream. I've been so close to like, I want to play Mario Odyssey, but then like I've taken my Switch to work every day, and I never even get it out of the case. I took it on vacation, didn't get it out of the case,
Wow.
So I really have been bad lately about taking a lunch break.
Sometimes you just can't. Sometimes you just can't find time. Like that's okay. There's other times where, like, I feel like there's definitely times where I play so many video games for let's say 2 months in a row, where I just hit this thing where I don't want to do anymore. You know, it's just like it doesn't matter how good the game is. Like I need a break. So I feel
yeah. I've been watching like some of my own shows and comics. Honestly, that's where I've been filling my time. I've been consuming other media from games, but let's face it,
catching up on podcasts.
It's kind of a good thing because November's almost here. We've got Diablo, which that's going to be my last game before Smash. I'm decided I'm going to buy Diablo. I was on a fence because a lot of people weren't getting it, and then I had to make my emo flex tweet like, well, not many people are getting Diablo, so I'm going to pass. And then like not 50 people, but a bunch of people were like, I'm getting it. I was like, okay, more people than I thought. So I'm still getting Diablo, and then it's just time about just taking it easy because in December, I'm done. See you guys. See me later. I'm done.
We'll just have the Smash cast.
That's all I'll talk
starring
about.
N64 Josh and Jason Lacey, just all Smash all the time. And Devin. Although Devin is not allowed talk Switch on any podcast until he plays Golf Story and Breath of the Wild. That's a thing. So
if he talks just Smash, then he's technically not talking Switch.
Don't do that. All right, let's not try to poke holes in the theory, okay? Like we have an agreement. He has to honor his side of the agreement. Well, Jason, to make up for your lack of playing, I have been playing some Switch of late and some video games. So first and foremost, Caroline and I did almost 4-hour stream of Splatoween last weekend. Which was really
just
fun.
You guys that played? I didn't get a chance to watch. I was going to try to
play.
Nobody came.
We kept, we invited maybe in Discord 3 or 4 different times. We tweeted about maybe 3 or 4 different times. She tweeted, I tweeted. Not one person joined us. In true Chalfie fashion, he tweeted us multiple times, I'm on my way, I'm getting set up. And he never showed. This is the par for the course with this guy Chalfie. It's the same thing when he invites me to come on a show. It's like,
hey, can we give props to Chalfie? I don't know if you guys, I wasn't able to listen to last week's show. He's the Tecmo Bowl champion.
Yeah, Chalfie less without dry, but yeah, Tecmo champion. That's something to be proud of. He went through the gauntlet, getting through all that, all the tournament, all those weeks, all that. And that's pretty special.
Did you and Eric ever do your bronze match?
I don't care enough. He can have it.
So, Nintendo Golf tournament, right?
That game is hot trash.
Yeah.
Maybe if they get a better golf game. But the Splatoween was cool. It was a cool way to get back in. I loved all the Halloween gear. We knew that beforehand, right? Having a Jason mask and Splatfest was awesome. But the Splatfest itself, Jason, was really, really cool. All the levels were redesigned. They had all this, transparent paint. Caroline used some big word I'd never heard of before, by the way. She called it something. I was like, I don't know what she's talking about. And the stream was really cool. We had people stop by the stream at least, so we got to hang out with some people. We got drunk. We made lewd jokes at each other. We just played around, didn't do much.
Do you think Splatoon is I know we always said Splatfest would be the thing that would always get us back into it, and you've come back and played the past couple, but I feel like most of the people I know, except for one community, it's kind of everyone's kind of done.
I do. I definitely feel like Splatoon has lost its luster. And that's okay. That's what games do. There's nothing. That's what games do. Eventually, you just play so much of it, you're just done.
Yeah. And to be fair, there's always something good. I feel like coming for people to play. I feel like more so than ever, everyone's getting pulled, especially with you multi-console owners. What's dropping at midnight that probably everyone's going to be playing?
Oh boy!
If not everyone was playing Forza, now everyone's going to be playing Red Dead. So
well, and I would say even on the Switch front, Wii U never had Fortnite or Paladins or Warframe. Wii U never really had any alternatives, so everybody played.
Yeah,
Blackgate.
No, absolutely. Yeah, that was.
If you wanted to play a shooter.
Yeah, that's a good point. Now, Paladin's not so much, but Fortnite's such a huge popular thing, and it's a good point. So I wish, I think still to this day on Switch, the most fun I've had is probably with Splatoon, though. That first launch night when we were all in Discord playing together with Bobby, that was the most fun I've had on the Switch to date. Still,
stand down, blue team, as I'm yelling at everybody. Yeah.
Jason Lacey lick my. Oh my god, best moments ever. So I'm hoping Smash Bros like recaptures that.
So
I'm sorry, I'm hijacking your.
No. It's conversational podcasting. I mean, this is what podcasts are for. Actually, this is something I constantly, I think, I would say critique, but Kevin probably think it's nagging. I'm constantly telling all the PSVG shows to talk to each other. Quit doing book reports. Quit reporting out and talk to each other. Let's conversate.
Okay.
So the question really is, when they do Splatoon 3, like, do they need to do something like new? If they come out with new content, same formula, do you think there's like a diminishing returns, or like, do you feel like you need something new from Squid Game?
I don't. I think we just need. I think they need to open it up a little more. Continue with like the quality of life improvements that we saw, like being able to change gear without having to leave the match.
Sure.
That was a big thing. But I think, eventually it would be almost nice if we could swap. I don't know if we could swap. I don't know. It'd be nice if you could pick, maybe not have access to your full loadout, but pick a couple different weapons that you could swap between mid-match.
I got you.
Respawn. That would be nice. And I think there really needs to have, I think it's time we need another mode, but I think it's time to redo the whole way they do the map cycle. I think that being
that would
locked
be a
in
welcome
to just
change.
a couple maps is just, it's
Oh, by the way,
it's-
speaking of
I'm
Squid
soured
Game,
on that.
I got I don't even know the name of the thing anymore. I played the same map my first 16 matches on stream.
See,
Like, I had
that's
to
stuff,
quit the
man.
entire game and come back and load everything to get another map. Just it kept happening over and over. I just kept playing the same. It didn't bother me because it looked amazing. But I was just like, after 16 maps in a row, you're like, okay, I want to play something else now.
Yeah, I mean that's what's nice about Splatfest is you get 3 maps because you get the 2 maps, then you get the Splatfest variant of.
And mine wasn't.
That's not, but
I just got the same one over and over and over. Streamed to back it up. You guys can watch it. But I was having so much fun with Caroline and Brian. I didn't care.
Yeah. I mean that's the thing. So
I think
don't know.
Squid Game needs to like party it up a little. I need like some fun modes that aren't just so competitive all the time. I would like if they kind of did just a little bit, like add some of the arms approach, like a basketball mode, or something that like I could go for like a Rocket League or like a blast ball mode with
What
splat
about like
characters, something
a
like
mode
that.
that locked you into specific, like it made everyone play with certain weapons, and you had certain like objectives that had to be taken on the map, like everyone was forced to use rollers, for example, but there'd be something.
Yeah,
I don't know, something weird on the map
tricking
to
it up.
make it hard. Yeah.
Yeah, I think something like that is needed. I think something more casual is needed because, like, I think the long-term tail of it is always going to be the super competitive, and it should be. But I think having something more casual, something more party, could just get more people playing it a little more often, and maybe give the game just a little bit more legs. I don't want them to lose that approach. It should be for the competitive players. Just spruce it up a little. I think this is what Nintendo does. I'm actually quite surprised they haven't done it yet. Because they seem to do this with almost every franchise they have. I can give you an example of some party casual mode, something or another that they've done before, but we haven't really seen it with Splatoon.
Yeah.
So either that or use the characters in something else. I would not be surprised if like we got like some Splatoon spin-off. No, I'm talking like 2D Splatoon or something like that. I wouldn't.
Splatoon World.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised at that at all. So Splatoon was great. Hanging out with Caroline is always a blast. Before I talk about the game that I really want to talk about, I do have to mention that Caroline and I hooked up and went out on the town with Brian and one Jacob Rush from Nintendo Nostalgia, who came through Atlanta, by the way. And I don't want to throw him completely under the bus, but let me tell you something. Any listeners out there, if you're coming to visit Atlanta, and let's say you're staying downtown, maybe throw me a DM before you book your room. Or you'll end up like Jacob, where he booked a townhome in a neighborhood Jacob should not have booked a townhome.
Oh no.
Oh yes. Like not in just let me put it this way. Not just a neighborhood you shouldn't have booked a townhome in, like the neighborhood you shouldn't have put a townhome in. I was like, and there was this one point where I went to go pick him up and he was like 30 minutes late because the conference ran over, and I was like, seriously guy, you need to hurry up. Because I can't just sit here like this.
Oh no. Oh no.
So that was fun. But we grabbed him and we took him down to Little 5 Points, which is kind of like this alternative.
Oh, yeah, I haven't heard it. Jacob's still alive, right?
Yeah, this alternative hipster place. So Jacob is super sweet, almost pure. Like, it, definitely by my standards. So we take him to the vortex.
There's a radiating glow about him.
Kind of. Where there's a giant skull that you enter in, and demons painted along the walls with no clothes. So it's like we basically took him to the worst restaurant we possibly could.
Oh my god!
But the food is great. He admitted the food was amazing.
He was like, "It's okay though," because one of the burgers was named after Donkey Kong, so it was like it was the best place ever.
And here's the thing: we just sat there and talked about video games for like an hour and a half, and they played Pokemon Go in just nonstop while they were there talking. It's interesting talking to somebody as they stare at their phone and throw Pokeballs at each other. So
that's the second time you've met Jacob, right?
No, I've never met Jacob.
Oh, I thought he came down.
Kevin met Jacob. Kevin went to Iowa or something like that, and they crossed paths at some point, or Indiana.
I thought he visited. I thought he had been down there. Who else?
There's someone else. Nathan.
You met Nathan, but I thought you and Caroline met with someone else before.
No?
Guess I'm making up stories.
Maybe I'm forgetting stories. Oh, yeah. And we got him to drink a Mexican Coke with real sugar in it.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. Just
one of the ethnic store spies has
broke his diet and all that. So it was a blast, man. Get to hang out with our Mub Club companion and just talk, just shoot the stuff, man. We hung out from, I don't know, maybe like 6 to maybe 11 o'clock. It was a good 4 or 5 hours.
You probably must hold the record now for meeting most of our podcast affiliates.
I doubt that. I don't know. Maybe. I doubt that. Sean has to have met most people.
I've only met Lucas. Oh wait, and Justin.
There you go. That counts. So you've met just as many as I have.
They live in the same city as I
do. So I've been playing a lot of Valkyria Chronicles too. Speaking of Justin,
I enjoy your screenshots because they're always very lewd.
So okay, I'm gonna come back to that. Justin sent me his copy because he gave it, an early test run, and I was going to probably hold out for Black Friday. I definitely was holding out for Black Friday. I was probably going to hold out for Black Friday for the Premier Edition, which got a little tank statue and an art book, and because I've played Valkyria Chronicles before. I'm playing Valkyria Chronicles 4 on the Nintendo Switch, though Valkyria Chronicles was also ported to the Nintendo Switch and is only $20 in the eShop. So if you're interested in the game, but you don't want to pay $60 for Valkyria Chronicles 4, you can totally buy the first one, Valkyria Chronicles, for $20. I'm totally buying that like almost as soon as it goes on sale. The moment I can get that for anything less than $15, I'm totally picking that up too, because the engine that they use to make Valkyria Chronicles, it has like this storybook watercolor type style, like this comic style, and it's gorgeous. It looks beautiful in handheld. It looks beautiful on TV screen. It always has. It looks just like it did back when I played it on PS3, I think, and it still to this day looks great. So there's really nothing wrong with that.
We got Lucas hot and bothered in the chat.
Ooh.
Looks like.
Let's see here.
I mean, he's playing Xenoblade still, so I mean, I think he should have his fill of.
Sorry, so let's talk about that. So the buzz early with Valkyria Chronicles was, that it was sexist and cringy and all that. It's definitely lewd or suggestive. I would say suggestive. I think Xenoblade is lewd. There are no characters in this game, or at least that I've encountered yet, that are literally wearing like strings and have some.
They don't look like what's her name from Metal Gear.
Yes,
I can't think of Wyatt, wasn't that her name?
Yes, Pyra and Mithra are some scantily clad, endowed, like they've got the whole anime trope up to a T.
Yeah,
these characters don't have that, but there are. It's an anime. It's a Japanime. I don't know really what to say. I don't know like the type of culture, the vocabulary to pull, but like there's moments where a guy slaps a girl on the butt. And she promptly smacks him across the face. So like there's a moment like that. There's also another moment where a girl walks over a guy, and there's like a suggestive dialogue that maybe he saw up her skirt, and she's very embarrassed and that type of stuff.
That was one of the pictures I saw.
Yeah. So like, but it's not like in your face. It's definitely nothing worse than I've seen in a Xenoblade game or a Persona game. Honestly, I would even say maybe a Fire Emblem game. Definitely not like Grand Theft Auto. There's nothing like mature here. So
Yeah.
I don't think there's anything wrong with it. But, you know, who am I? Maybe I'm just one of the sexist people that video gamers hate. I enjoy it quite a bit. I love it. I think it's funny. I think it's flirty. I think it's tongue-in-cheek. I think it's, you know, shows a way of being flirty and without, you know, being grotesque or, you know, anything like that, perverse. It's definitely not like what I would call perverse. But that aside, I guess to really sum it up before I break it down, I really love the game, Jason. Valkyria Chronicles 4, I really enjoy. If we were to do like our top 25 Switch games right now, Valkyria Chronicles 4 would be on that list. Definitely. Definitely. I don't know where, I haven't thought about it like that hard or anything like that, but I'm just trying to, if you're looking for a range, this is my top tier upper echelon of Switch games that I've played because it is gorgeous. There's a ton of content, Jason. I've played it for I think I'm maybe at 10 hours. Or near 10 hours. I'm nearing that 10-hour mark. I'm only on chapter 5. I think there's like 18 chapters or something like that. I don't know. There's a lot of game here. Apparently the story mode takes about 45 hours to beat. Most people probably means it'll take me 55 hours to beat. It's a tactics-based RPG for anybody that's has no idea what I'm talking about for all this time. It's a tactics-based RPG. I always equate it to Fire Emblem, but it's very different. So in Fire Emblem, you're on like this 2D map with a bird's eye view, right? And then you move your little sprite to enter battle with another sprite, and then you get like this cutscene animation. In Valkyria Chronicles, you see the map from above, the same map, like you see this map, you select your unit, and then you go into like a 3D action game where you become the character and you can literally run around the map and shoot people and do whatever you want from that point. So it's like, I don't know, it's weird. It's like, it's kind of like Fire Emblem from the tactics side, but then like it almost becomes like a Warriors game when you hit the action mode.
So if you are personally OP at the running around action side of things, because that may overcome for any of your short-sightedness in the tactics side.
Yes, definitely. Most definitely. And that game, that's really kind of what the game is. There's almost like a board game appeal to it, or at least like from the strategy side. So every turn that you have, you're allotted like a certain amount of points, and you spend a point to move a unit, and you control these units. So one at a time, you pick the unit you want to move, you go into the game where you become the person 3D, you run around the map, and you can attack. So you can attack once per turn. And there's like this rock, paper, scissors thing where, you know, like you've got scouts that can move fast and identify people, but they're not that strong. You've got lancers that can take out, you know, tanks and they're resistant to bombs. Then you've got grenadiers, which are just like beasts, but they can't really go that far. You've got snipers who can shoot very far, but only once at a time, that type of stuff. There's obstacles in the environment for you to navigate to. Really a lot of them. I actually really like the map design. The maps are really big, so Justin said it was slow. I think that might be because the maps are so big, you may feel that way. Because it's not an action game. You know, it's not Call of Duty or anything. You're not going to run around, you know, blowing stuff up, throwing grenades. It's an RPG. It's a turn-based RPG at heart with like action elements, third-person action elements like baked into it to make it just a little bit more fun, I think. A little more fresh. Definitely a little bit more for me. And so from that angle, I like the strategy. I like the tactics. The map design is nice. It has some verticality. You'll get grenadiers on perches that you can only get if you get like a sniper on the other perch. And, you know, you've got to combat tanks, and which means you got to flank them. And, you know, there are maps where trees fall and, you know, bridges get washed away and environmental effects, fog and things like that you can do. And every map has, you know, like its own little quirk. Like there might be a map where you're not supposed to engage the enemy, and there might be a map where, like there've been maps even through chapter 5. I've already seen maps where I'm being attacked on multiple ends of the map at once. I'm defending multiple points at one time. It's not like a rush to the middle of the battlefield and kill each other type of thing. I even had to like guard a retreat. So there was that kind of stuff. And then in between these battles, you have these cutscenes. Now, they're not like cutscenes. You don't sit back and watch it like Xenoblade. They're more like Fire Emblem. Like you have these comic strips where the character pops up and you click it, and, you know, they read their voice line and you keep clicking through it. One of the flaws that I think a lot of people might have with that is you can't skip it. You have to click through it. So if you're not digging what they're saying at the moment, you can't just jump ahead. You've got to click through it all. And sometimes they're pretty lengthy. You get the Xenoblade discs. You sit there for 5, 8, 10 minutes clicking through stuff. But like I said, I like it because I think it's a lot of it's funny. It's tongue in cheek. I like the way they're building the cast even so far. One cool thing about this game is there's a lot of characters, way more than I remember being in Valkyria Chronicles 1. It's been a long time. It's been 10 years since I played Valkyria Chronicles. Because I never played it. Like, there's been a lot of them, but I never bought it on. I never had a PSP. I never had a Vita. So I didn't play any of those. I only played the one that I had on PS3. But with that said, I do enjoy the fact that I love that it's on Switch. And I don't know. I feel like it's probably a game that is better played portably. Like, it's probably better built. I mean, I say that knowing that I played it on PS3, and when I played it on PS3, I never had a problem with it. But
yeah,
when I played PS3, you're talking 10 years ago, I had completely different gaming habits.
Right.
This isn't a game like, for example, I would say that I like Valkyria Chronicles. The remastered version came out on PS4 like 2 years ago, and I never bought it. You know, even though I liked it, I never bought it because I probably was never going to sit on my PS4 and play it again.
Yeah.
But on Switch, I totally will. But I do enjoy, getting back to the characters, I really do enjoy that you've got all these characters to manage. If you use certain characters in your party a lot, you'll start unlocking side chapters that you can go, and then they have like their own little stories that they tell. And it might be backstory, it might be like a relationship with other characters, and it may just be completely like dumb. Like I had this one where this guy was just like losing his mind and totally upset, and he lost a bet and he owed money. So this girl totally like invites him into her tent and tries to get him to like sell his organs like as like a huge joke, but like totally sells it, like has another guy come in and like, oh yeah, totally, you know, we'll get a kidney out of you, and like she tries to tie him down and everything, he freaks out and runs away. Just funny stuff like that.
That was not the direction I was expecting that story to go.
There's a funny stuff like that, and then it gets like real serious warfare. Do you know anything about Valkyria Chronicles at all?
Absolutely nothing.
It's basically World War II. Like, you fight on this continent called Europa. You know, they're not trying real hard. And there's like this very British, like green, blue military side, and then there's very black, red, evil side. See where it's going there? You know, and this like East-West conflict.
It sounds this sounds oddly familiar.
There you go.
I can't put my finger on it though.
But I will say some of the cutscenes and some of the stages that they set up, again, only through chapter 5, even early on, are very epic. You'll see some of these cutscenes, dude, where you see like this Lord of the Rings army that like spans the horizon. There's like 60 tanks and 5,000 people, and you're like, jeez. When
you say Lord of the Rings army, I'm sorry, I just picture how awesome will Fire Emblem hopefully be.
Dude, Fire Emblem, yes. So I played the demo. Because I played Valkyria Chronicles before. I remember liking it, so I played the demo, and I remember I came on Shaq and told everybody I loved the demo. All that love for the demo, all the love for the demo has totally come over to me actually owning the game. So much, in fact, that through 5 chapters, even though I'm totally about to put it down and play a lot of Red Dead, I'm probably going to try to pick up some of that Premier Edition on eBay anyway. I kind of want that art book. I don't know if I need the tank because it's like really small and stuff, but I kind of want the art book. Because your character Claude in the game, he jots stuff down in his diary, and the art book for the game is built like his diary, and I read that there's like some character stuff and some background and stuff in the art book as well. So I kind of want the art book. So if anybody out there bought it, they don't want the art book, tweet at me. Somebody come hit me up in Discord. I'd give you some money for it. So I might look into that. And yeah, man, I really, really like it. It's beautiful. I like these kind of tactics games. I always have. There's a tactics game that I played on my 3DS that was not as good, but I still played it like 15 hours. I kind of like these games. And I would say if you like Fire Emblem, if you're waiting for Fire Emblem, I mean, in my mind, trying to remember if there's anything I'm forgetting, Fire Emblem was probably my most anticipated game for next year. I feel pretty good in that. Like, I'll play way more Fire Emblem than Animal Crossing. Just to put like your fandoms in perspective, like Fire Emblem's more my thing. If you're anyway like that, then I definitely think you should give Valkyria Chronicles a try. Play the old one, but I would say play the new one. I feel like I'm liking the new one a lot more than I like the old one. Like, I remember liking the old one, but I want to say like back then I was like, I like this, but it's not Fire Emblem. You know, like I like it, but not as much. This one actually, I kind of would say it's like on par with maybe not Fates, but maybe Echoes. Like Fire Emblem Echoes and Valkyria Chronicles 4, those are like very similar in terms of quality and content, in my opinion.
Okay.
And there's a ton left to play.
Nice. That's good. You get your money's worth. That's always nice.
Oh, I mean, and Justin hooked me up. I think he paid So he bought it brand new. So he paid $60 and maybe got GC or whatnot. And he played it for maybe a day or two. And he was like, I'm going to trade this back in. Trading credit was like $18. Oof. And I was like, I will totally give you more money than that for that game.
Yeah.
And I don't even remember. I think it's 27, I think is what we settled on, something like that. And I was like, absolutely.
I mean, everybody wins. He gets more money than what he would have, and you get a game. So
I was going to buy the game on Black Friday regardless. I had no idea when I was going to play it, but this was one that I was going to play on Black Friday, and I'm glad I got to it when I did. I'm glad I get to talk about it, but this is one I'm going to keep playing. This is definitely I was telling this to Kaboski in the chat, because he's been asking about it. This is definitely the wife wants to watch TV, so Donnie's going to sit next to wife and play something while watching TV. This is that game, and I love those games, because you don't have to watch a cutscene to stay up on the story. I like that you click through the dialogue because you can take breaks. You know, like you can look up, watch a scene, look back down, kind of fast forward a little bit. You know, that type of stuff. And then, the turn-based stuff is real easy to pick up and play. You can play it on a lunch break because you can make 2 or 3 moves and look around the battlefield and put it down for 30 minutes, an hour, 3 hours, and come back, pick right back up where you left off. That's kind of how I'm playing it.
Okay.
So, yeah, I really enjoy that. And then hooking up Brendan Myers, which I knew his name last week when Caroline shouted him out as the winner gamer. But for some odd reason, I was going to say Brandon, and I knew it was wrong. And I was like, I can't say the guy's name wrong. So I kept calling him the winner gamer anyway. So I got these beautiful headphones, by the way, Jason. You see these Zelda?
Yeah,
these Zelda headphones?
Yeah.
And they came with like the Splatoon cable. They came with the cable that goes into the headphones that's got like the other cable that can go into your phone, and that type of stuff. So when I was posting pictures of the headphones, he had mentioned, he's like, man, I've been wanting one of those cables. And I was like, you should totally be able to buy. It's just like a splitter. You should be able to buy one of these somewhere. And he was like, no, I can't.
Yeah. And then, I don't know why can't you?
That's a good question. You would think I would think that's like a standard audio cable, but I don't know. But Bobby was asking me questions about it, and then he popped up again. He's like, man, I'd really like that cable. I was like, do you just want my cable? And he's like, are you serious? I was like, dude, I'm never going to use this cable.
Yeah, you're like, I'm not going to use it for my phone.
I have dumb. Discord. Like, I'm not going to do this. This is never going to happen. I'm never going to open that app again. So, like, they've got to do something. And I'm not trying to say the app is bad. I'm just saying they've got to do something big to get me
I was watching, there's this really cool video that Callow shared on the Flux Discord a few weeks ago. And it was a interview with Reggie at Geek Summit, which is somewhere at Washington. It's like a 30-minute interview and sit down and they talk. One of the questions is talking about that app and why they chose to do that. And like listen to him talk about, I get why Nintendo chose to do that.
Yeah, I'm with you. I
understand why, but I'm still like.
I also understand, Jason, that we, from our point of view and our perspective, are probably 5% of the people that they're aiming that app for.
Exactly.
So like nobody listening to this show should demean or think less of the app. But we're podcasters. We stream. We have Discord and OBS. We do this. This is what we do. So the idea that we would stop doing this to go pull up on our phone for what we think is less quality is never going to happen. So anyway, he hooked Caroline up with the Xenoblade thing. Right? The Xenoblade controller. I'm not sure if you didn't listen. He hooked her up with the Xenoblade controller.
Oh, nice.
So I told him, I was like, dude, I'd love to hook you up with this. I was like, how about this? How about you throw me $10 gift card and I'll pay for the shipping on your way out? Because I want to like PayPal me for the shipping and whatnot. I was like, how about we just do that? And he was like, dude, I'd love to do that. So I sent him the cord. So I hope it works out for him. I can't wait to hear back from him.
Yeah. I don't get why that. I just don't get why that's a thing. Especially like nobody wants the squid dongle. That's just an ugly.
Oh, the Zelda thing that came with this was way.
But that was like what the pictures you shared. That's slick looking. It looks like a piece of.
It was minimal.
Like nice. I mean, it's minimal. It's just a nice looking cable. I don't understand. I think a lot of the problems is like I've always tried to look for a solution at work for training purposes. We very heavy phone users in our line of work. So we always look to get a new employee up to speed for them to listen in to another employee while they're doing negotiations and talking to carriers on the phone. But there's nothing that it's so difficult to find anything that will allow has to be like the 2.5 millimeter and then have the proper mic jacks. You can get stuff that just says audio, but then stuff that actually has the bands for a microphone as well. It's really messy. So I think that's probably part of the problems you got to have. You have to have the audio band, you have to have the microphone band, and then you have to have the correct band to go into phone and everything. And it's just like, ugh.
Sure. And to get out of this, because I talked about Valkyria way too long, apparently. I looked at our time, I was like, wow, it's way too much Valkyria. I played Outlast 2, which I grabbed. It's on sale. And the only thing that I'll say about it, because I haven't played much of it, just the first opening area, that game looks way better on Switch than I ever had any anticipation of it. To be quite honest with you, I think side-by-side comparisons would look really good. Like, it's a realistic game, so I was expecting a downgrade. But it looks great. It looks great on Switch. Probably the best realistic game I've seen on Switch from like a real, trying to render real people. Yeah, I mean, it looks great.
All I know of Outlast is a long time ago, Lucas was streaming it, and it was fun to watch him be like, get scared.
Outlast, I played Outlast, I believe, the day I brought my PlayStation 4 home. I think it was like a launch game or like one of the games you could get, and I think I played it that day. I think. Okay. Maybe I'm way off in that, but I remember coming home playing with a friend of mine. So maybe I just played it the day it launched, but it was awesome.
I have to share this unrelated. I need to get the videos up, but my son dances to the Super Mario theme. Like, I could just turn it on at any point and he'll start dancing.
He just starts. That's awesome.
He dances with it.
Yeah, man.
And all he knows of it is like one day I just started humming, like singing it to him, and he was like dancing to it. So now every time I play it,
dude, you have to record that. We have to see that.
And then, well, I've got one with him, but he's covered in pasta sauce today, and he starts dancing. Then he's like, "Yeah, more pasta." But and after it ends, he asks for us to have Alexa play it again. It's hilarious.
That's cool. Caroline, you're right. Outlast was announced from Limited Run Games. They got an awesome collector's edition with all the different scary, spooky stuff. But yeah, Jason, let's get into the news, man.
Yeah, well, look, now that we can move on from Valkyria Chronicles cast, we will. I kid. Yeah, we had some appropriate news for me being on the show. We got some Smash rumors.
Yeah, we do.
Leaks, supposedly, that dropped this week. New characters rumored to be appearing in. This is coming from what? It was a French.
Okay. Yeah.
A French leaker that
it was somebody that posted. I'm gonna try to recount this from memory. Somebody posted a picture of like a wristband.
Yeah.
And it was rumored, or not even rumored, almost like somewhat proven that the person that posted the wristband worked at a marketing company.
Yeah.
Who has done marketing work before with Bandai Namco.
Yeah, that's to say this is tied to Namco somehow.
Who also was doing marketing on like the Grinch movie that's coming, and the Grinch stuff is in the photo, which was leading to some credibility. They also at one point verified that the person that they were tracing worked at the company. I have seen, however, that the company has walked it back. They came out with, I believe, earlier this morning, they said he doesn't work here and hasn't worked here for like a year. So now there are people thinking maybe that somebody's impersonating the person.
Yeah, dude, the lengths people go to.
Oh, it's terrifying.
It's insane, isn't it?
It's terrifying. Wait for people to show up at this guy's house and be like, "Do you see Smash?"
Yeah. So he's leaking that that we have new characters coming. I'm just gonna run them down: Shadow from Sonic, Banjo-Kazooie, Isaac from Golden Sun, Ken, which I believe Ken has pretty much been. I've seen other things of Ken that I think that could be very likely. Just is that it's the easy Echo Fighter.
Yeah.
Of Ryu. I mean, that seems like a no-brainer. Mach Rider, Gino, and Chorus Kids. I don't even, this is just an insane number of characters to just continue to add.
There's even stuff about that too, because I was seeing, I know I'm going to miss, I should have, guys, I came home late. I should have looked all this up.
Game handheld at this point because the character select screen is going to have to be crunched down so much to fit everything on screen.
There was somebody I was showing on Reset Era where they were talking about at some point in time. I think somebody said that there was 103 stages, but there was marketing material that promoted like 108. So like if you count these like two as Echo Fighters and the other ones actually gets to 108. So there are people like drawing that comparison. The rumor's really getting weight because the wristband that they have is like the Smash wallpaper art that we're seeing that they keep adding characters to. And
just remember, I said that there was going to be a female Link. So in Breath of the Wild, that's
true. It's true. With that artwork, while I mean there are definitely artists that are capable of doing things, we thought the NX was like a prototype at one point. This artwork would be pretty hard to rip off like this well. Like if it is completely fake, They did a really, really
Yeah.
bang up job, because to move the vectors around but keep the poses, because they all overlap and stuff off each other, to do that really well, like the leak reportedly does, is really high art. You know, it's like some good stuff. Somebody did a lot of effort into doing that.
I mean, do any of these characters like interest you?
The chorus kids. The chorus kids I'm totally excited about. I don't know why the main characters from Rhythm Heaven wouldn't come over, but as a Rhythm Heaven fan, I would say, or at least somebody, I don't know, a vocal supporter, the chorus kids are hilarious. And
I want to continue to see Isaac not included, because I know that's like the one of the fans like, oh, we're gonna have Isaac. I'm like, I never played Golden Sun, so I don't know what the appeal is of why Isaac's so great.
Block Rider?
You know,
what?
I'd rather have the Excitebike guy.
I'd rather not. Yeah. How about that? I'd just rather not. Like, I feel like that demeans. And Ted in the chat, I feel so bad because Ted's like, Block Rider! I don't know, man. Sorry, buddy.
Banjo-Kazooie would be sweet.
Banjo-Kazooie is obviously, we skipped over that would be huge, because it's not a property owned by Nintendo. It's a property owned by Microsoft. They sold Rare. Like, we all know the history there. For them to come out and leading more credibility to that is Microsoft's about to hit the stage in about 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So if we're expecting some direct, and maybe if this is true, like, this might be something that Microsoft announces. You know, like, they could even do that, which blows my mind that Nintendo would want to do that. I mean, I talked to Jacob Rush about this after dinner that night. He so wants this to happen. He loves Banjo. He loves Rare. They can do no wrong. They're amazing.
He can't wait. He already got King K. Rool. He gets nothing else. So, all right, he already got that.
My only defense is I don't see why Nintendo does this. And he goes, well, then they're exciting their fans. I'm like, you're already excited. Like, you're getting it anyway. It's not like there's nobody that's like, nope, no Banjo, no buy. Like, that's not a thing, I don't think. But at the same time...
Sorry, I'm actually going to cancel my pre-order. You just brought up a good point. I don't need it.
At the same time, it's like, doing this really, I mean, I think it helps Nintendo. I definitely think it would create excitement and buzz for the game. Don't get me wrong. But including Banjo and Smash, I think only helps Microsoft. Really, in the end. When you're talking about a net weight, who really benefits from this? Microsoft gets all this amazing PR. They get all of this amazing everything. Like, I'd have to think if that's the case, there's got to be something for Nintendo on the other end that we don't know about. There's got to be a game or something. Maybe it's the Minecraft thing. You know, like, they're still supporting Minecraft. They're doing the Fortnite thing. Like, maybe they continue to play nice, and maybe this is like a good gesture. But I would say, like, maybe like Rare Replay, or maybe a port of like an old Rare game comes up on Virtual Console. Maybe they put Banjo or Battletoads on Switch. There's got to be something like that. Or it's like, why? Why are you? I mean, at the end of the day, they are direct competitors. Right. Why would you give your direct competitors so much amazing publicity? Because that's what it would be. It just I just find that a little skeptical. I'm not saying it's not happening. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm not saying I wouldn't like it. I'm just saying I find it, from a corporate culture person, there are people in these companies that don't even play games. You know, like, they don't even care. Like, they treat us as just customers. They don't even care as long as we pay money. I'm thinking about them. There's people in these boardrooms. I know there's people in boardrooms at Nintendo going, why would we do that? That doesn't help our stock. It doesn't help our stockholders. Why would we do that for them?
Right. And since she can't be here, we had Carol share her thoughts with us in Discord, so we can share them with all of you here on the podcast. And Carol's thoughts are as follows on the Smash leaks, in quotations. I think it's legit just based on the amount of effort that was done into figuring out which editions were made and what the characters actually were from that tiny resolution of a photo. Y'all can say that the fake reason I'm not here is because a new MMO called Maple Story 2 has come and it's taken her hostage.
There you go. Make sure you just didn't read off the teleprompter.
Yeah, make sure I didn't just read that. Well, you know, Ron, I'm much like Ron Burgundy. I will read everything that is put in front of me. Yeah, and Shadow.
Shadow.
Does
that do anything for anybody?
No, I'd much rather. I'd take Tails over Shadow.
I would too.
I would agree with that. Honestly, I'd really Knuckles. Like Knuckles is awesome, but he's a trophy. Yeah. And then it kind of like kills everything. Much like, you know, I would love Shovel Knight. Shovel Knight's in every game now, apparently. He's in all these other fighting games, and then he's just an assist trophy in Smash, you know. But whatever.
The chorus kids are like just oddly weird enough.
I don't even see that. I could see them as being an assist trophy.
So could I. You know? But I'm intrigued by the idea of what that character plays like, because there's 3 of them. You know, is it like a Pokemon character type thing? Like, I'm intrigued. Like, I'm intrigued to know like how the course, because they have this monochrome style, and they're kind of rabid like in tone. You know, like they're just kind of obnoxious and loud and jibber jabbery. So that's cool. Plus, I was thinking when I first found this rumor and I posted this, like, I would bet that Sakurai is a Rhythm Heaven fan. For some other reason that fits for me. I think he'd probably like that game. And I'd rather have a Rhythm Heaven stage. So if they get a character in, like, hopefully they get a stage, because I think a Rhythm Heaven stage, if done well, could be amazing.
Yeah.
So
we're gonna kind of quick hit the next of the news, because I want to make sure we have time to get to our direct from you questions. There's rumors that Sega is talking about bringing Dreamcast games to the Switch.
It's not
Donnie,
rumors, really. They they're
I guess it's talk. I guess rumor is the best way, not the best way to phrase that.
Yeah, their press basically said that they have it running, and he more or less said, we're looking at whether or not we should release these via emulation, which apparently assuming is like close to being done or here now, or should we remake some games and bring them that way.
I don't, I have really fond memories of the Dreamcast. I like Dreamcast. I had some great times playing Dreamcast, but I'll be honest, it's gonna be like the NES Classic or the Super NES Classic for me. I'm not gonna. I'd play it once and never probably go back to it. And I can't think of like games that there's not too many games on Dreamcast. Like what I played the most on Dreamcast, honestly, was NFL 2K. We played a ton of NFL 2K on Dreamcast because that game was the bomb, But I know there's some Sega people that think this is great, and I think it's a cool thing too. But I don't know.
Serge asked, whether or not we just think it's like, are we excited about this, or is this just nostalgia? I mean, to answer that question, I think it's just a nostalgia play.
I think, yeah.
I would be excited about this if it was like a lot of Dreamcast games, but we know it's just going to be Sega ones. It's not going to be, any of like the shooters or any of the sports games or anything licensed or anything like that.
And is it going to be like the Neo Geo stuff where we're buying one game at a time?
I think so, that these would release as like Sega Ages, and you would get them one at a time. Now, the moment this rumor was announced, what did I say in Discord? Jet Set, man. I would totally be down to play Jet Set.
I've never played a Jet Set Radio.
That's a really good game.
That'd be cool to check out.
There's some games that I would play. Sonic Adventure.
I want to play that. What's that? The dancing one, the space station thing where I don't remember what it's called. Oh God, I got to think of it now.
Okay, I would play Sonic Adventure just because. I don't know if I'd beat it or anything. I'd totally buy it and play it and mess around with it just like I used to. I was one of those folks, that grabbed a Dreamcast when it was super cheap and dead and all that, and messed around with games.
Ted's got me Space Channel 5. I have no idea what type of game it even is. I just know of it.
I would play Rez, which is a Sega game. I would play Rez again. I would play what was the other one? I posted in Discord. Is it
House of the Dead? That was my pick. Would be awesome, but I just don't know.
So there's so many Capcom games and like Konami games and things that we would never get. I would imagine. Maybe they would. Maybe I don't know. Maybe they would work out a deal. I don't think so.
And Power Stone. Power Stone would be my other.
I never played Power Stone. Ever.
It's a good party game.
So outside of that, Shenmue, right? That's the one that everybody.
Yeah.
No.
No desire in Shenmue. I mean, I just think, you got new Shenmue coming. I'd play that maybe, but I don't need to play old Shenmue. Nah.
I would play Headhunter, just because I messed with it back in the day. It's not like super great, but it was like supposed to be like this, Tom Clancy Metal Gear type thing. Like, I don't know.
Oh, is that the one you pictured that was like Rico Suave Solid Snake?
Kind of.
Like, he looks just like Snake, but he's like sexier.
That's exactly what he was supposed to be. It was like this whole thing. I might mess around with it. These are types of games that I might mess around with. You throw them at me for $8, I'll pop on Sonic or something like that. But am I going to sit down and get real excited and play a Dreamcast game from start to finish? No, I'm not.
No.
Maybe Virtua Tennis. I'd play Virtua Tennis.
Ooh.
That's a good one. What's that? There's a car game that Sega made on Dreamcast that I remember playing that was like a Turismo type thing. That's one. No, but like I think it's like Sega Racing, Sega 3D.
I'll just wait for Ted
Sega
to answer
cars.
for us again.
Something like that, I think they would do. So I don't know. I might mess around with something like that.
Carol said we forgot some Xeno leak thing in the Smash thing too. Whatever Cosmos. I don't speak.
Oh,
Xeno, so
she's a Blade. I didn't see that in the rumor, so that's why I guess we missed it, or I don't know. I don't recall seeing that one, but yeah, she's a Blade and Xenoblade. I think Caroline's just like secretly trying to insert. I think she's saying she's thinking if she says it enough, that Xenoblade like will get in Smash. Like Rex is gonna be there. Rex and Pyra. Then it was Pyra and Mithra. Now she's going to the other Blades. Like I'm not sure we're gonna get it, but
no more Xenoblade. No more.
Xenoblade's amazing, man. It's a really good game.
Chapter 1 was enough for me. That's all I gave it.
Got your fill.
It's just, I guess, like what we went back to talked about, like you discussed in your Valkyria stuff. It's just like I can't. I just that the Japanime stuff doesn't do it for me. Just doesn't do it to me. Pokemon Go is adding Adventure Sync.
Yeah. So this is an interesting thing that I think a lot of Pokemon Go fans will like, and it'll probably be something that I'll do whenever I get my Pokeball thing, and like maybe I try it again. So you can run it in the background of your phone. That's like the thing, right? So that's the big deal with this story. It'll keep track of your steps, will let you hatch eggs, and like let you collect candy. So basically, you can like turn on the feature, and you can play Pokemon Go when you're not doing anything. You're just walking around.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah,
that's
that is nice. So, like with
that
life
improvement, right?
and the Pokeball Plus thing, where you can catch Pokemon without looking at your phone, just pressing a button. Between those two things, I will play Pokemon Go way more than I'm currently playing
all the time.
There you go. There you go. So that's why I put that in here. So
there you go. Civ 6 is coming November 16th. It's been confirmed it's going to have some touch controls.
Yeah,
as well.
I'm excited for that.
I think that's a good get. I think it's going to be fun to play on the Switch. I don't have the budget for any more games this year, so I won't be getting it. But I think it'll be cool. Yeah.
Sega GT, I think that might be right, Ted. And Caroline says that, she's the main character in Xenosaga, which I don't have any history with. So apparently
that's why it's a big deal.
I guess. If she says so, I'm not going to argue with her.
Good point.
I do think it's interesting that Civ's dropping the same day as Pokemon. I'm not saying that either one of those two are like cannibalizing each other, but it's like, why wouldn't you come out the week before or the week after?
Yeah.
You're going to lose any like immediate buzz or like discover with Pokemon. Why would you do that? Why? That makes no sense to me. Why? Just do it like the week before or the week after. Why the same day? Are you hoping? So like in my mind, I was thinking maybe there's a hope with them because they already know their niche thing, right? Maybe there's a hope with them that they go, well, people are going to go to the stores and people are going to load the eShop. So if we just put our icon right next to it, maybe somebody thinks about us that wouldn't have. That's the best theory I could come up with, but
I don't know. I don't know. How about this? Are you upset? Team Sonic, it's getting delayed until 2019.
Oh, I hope when they come back they mention something about boats and planes because like this whole we're a racing game again, I am not into. I want Team Sonic to be my Diddy Kong racing game.
Is that I'm very not familiar with the franchise. Is that a port?
No.
Then
nope. This new Team Sonic Racing is a brand new game.
Okay, then I'm a little more forgiving because first I thought it was just a port of an old one. I was like, okay.
So the port of the old one comes from the fact that they made the last one that was on everything. It was on Wii U, it was on PS3, it was on 3DS, it was on Vita, it was on Xbox, it was on everything. So they ported their last one. I don't even remember what it's called, Sonic Racing Adventures or something like that. But with that one, it had boats and planes. So all the characters would transfer. They would go from
planes. So you would get me my boats and planes.
You would race a lap, and then you would fly a lap, or you would boat a lap. It had a Diddy Kong racing feel. We loved it. And this one has not been any of that. Just been strictly kart racing.
I think it needs to go that right, because if you're a kart racer, don't even go to the Switch, because you can't touch Mario Kart. Nickelodeon,
Sonic All-Stars Transform.
Get out of here. Get out of here, Nickelodeon.
Thanks, Ted.
You can't do it.
That's the name of the game. We bought that game on Wii U, played it a ton. I bought it on 3DS. That's how much we enjoyed it. We bought it again. Sonic Racing's Transform was a good game. It was a good racer because it was different than Mario Kart. This is like, hey, we're Sonic, we're making Mario Kart. It's like, who wants that? Nobody wants that game.
Dumb. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Yeah.
Vampire is coming to the Switch. It's a vampiric adventure game.
So that game is from Don't Nod. These are the people that make Life is Strange.
Oh.
Now, it's not a Life is Strange game, though. It's not like a Telltale narrative adventure. This is like an action adventure. You walk around and investigate and do action and stuff like that. I never really tried it or thought about trying it because I remember like the review cycle wasn't like super, it wasn't bad, but it wasn't, they were getting like 6s and 7s, not like 9s and 10s. So I wasn't really paying attention to it. Also, I believe this game came either before I knew who Don't Nod was or before Don't Nod, I think, had like some Life is Strange, awareness with their name. So that's the other thing that I picked up from the news release. I was like, oh, Don't Nod made that game. I didn't even know that they made that game. So, but I would say this: it's a realistic, like action adventure type game, and we don't have a whole lot of those on Switch. So the fact that it's coming to Switch, we have no idea. They didn't release a date. I'd imagine next year sometime. But the fact that it's coming, I think, is worth, if you haven't paid any attention to it at all, maybe, paying a little, looking at it. Maybe it might be for you. I still don't think it's for me.
Don't nod off on this one.
There you go.
See what I did there, Donnie?
Yeah, I do.
I put it together.
I got it. Saw it. Good job.
Yeah, thank you. Trine 4 has been announced, coming in 2019. It's coming to everything, including the Switch.
Sure. I would expect it to. I love Trine. Really like Trine 2.
I've played Trine for like a combined total of like an hour, but I mean, it's a cool game.
The problem with Trine, or at least Shaq's problem with Trine, Trine's best played with friends.
Yep.
And I played Trine 3 with a companion online, I think, online. And online. My friend Drew bought a Wii U and we played Trine together, and it was freaking awesome. And I played Trine 2 by myself. Now,
it sucked.
No, I still liked it. The thing that I liked about Trine 3, it was beautiful. Beautiful looking game. I hope they stick to that. I hope they really want to give us a beautiful looking indie game. I'm talking not stylistically beautiful.
Unreal, right? Unreal Engine.
Ooh, that's a question I don't know.
I think it is.
But Trine was gorgeous. Trine 3 was really pretty, like way pretty. I mean, it was a looker on Wii U of all things. It was like, this game looks amazing. So I hope they stick with that. If they stick with that and they stick with the gameplay, if I can get Jason or Lucas to play with me, hopefully better than we did Overcooked.
Dude, Lucas and I were the bomb at Overcooked too.
Without me and Caroline messing it up the kitchen.
We were right. Dude, I will play with 2 people. I will play with 3 people. I just want to keep playing Overcooked. I have so much fun with Overcooked too.
So the thing about Trine for me will be, when is it coming? They're saying 2019. What's it dropping into? If Trine drops while I'm playing Fire Emblem, you guys are done. There's not a chance. But if it drops in a window, or if it's always on sale in a window that we want to play together, I'm totally down to buy Trine and, I don't know, play for a couple weekends with you guys, because I like Trine.
It's gonna be your 2018 Diablo.
Maybe. Dude, Diablo.
Because that's the game. I'm surprised you're still buying it, because I don't know when you're going to play that.
I have no idea. I'm not going to play it anytime soon. I'm not going to play it. See,
so why are you buying it?
You know why? Because I didn't pay anything for it. I used a complete Best Buy gift card for it.
Because eventually when you hit Best Buy gift card on something else.
But no, here's the thing. When you hit Best Buy gift card limits, they issue that $25 that you have to spend on a deadline. Okay. So I used that and a trade-in that I got to buy Diablo.
Okay.
So it's just sitting there.
Okay. Yeah,
it's just sitting there for me. And I was like, well, I mean, I could cancel it and they would give it back to me, but I'd have to use it like almost immediately.
Donnie's giving away the first physical game on Shaq.
No, I'm not giving away Diablo. I will play Diablo. It's just not going to be anytime soon because I've got Red Dead. Like, Red Dead drops tonight, and I'm going to play it all weekend long, and I'm going to play it for 2.5 weeks. I'm going to play Red Dead. And the moment Pokemon comes, I will stop playing Red Dead and play Pokemon. And then I'm hoping I can beat Red Dead by then. Not a chance. It's like a 75-hour game. There's no chance.
Yeah.
So my what you then playing on Shaq is going to be a little weak for a while.
Yeah.
At least until Pokemon comes, because I ain't playing anything until I get.
And then once you get to Pokemon, that's going to carry you until. I mean, you're going to play Smash, but you're not going to.
I'm not going to be like you guys.
Smash,
So once I get done with Pokemon, I'll go back to Red Dead. Before I can really do anything else, then I'll start doing Smash and Diablo.
Yeah, then you could, because I think Diablo's going to be my Smash palate cleanser. Like, okay, I need to play something different. You can play Diablo, and they're both multiplayer.
Diablo.
They're both multiplayer, so they'll carry over. Well.
When I pick it up from the store, I'll boot it up that night and check it out. I'll play a little bit. So my thing that I was kind of hoping for is maybe I play Diablo like on my lunch break. Maybe I can get into like some of that Valkyria area. Well,
especially if you get into the, I can't think of the name of the runs that you can do when the later, like once you get a decent level, you unlock I don't even remember what they're called, so I'm not even gonna pretend to say it. But there's some more kind of like mission based, more one and done, get in and out, get in with your friends and go kill all the stuff, get the loot, and you're done. So, which I think would cater well to a lunch break experience.
Yeah,
Rift.
So if I can do something like that, maybe I'll play it a little bit more. But I don't think there will be the day anytime soon where me, Serge, and you team up in Diablo.
I'm never playing any games with Serge ever.
So.
It's never going to happen, unfortunately, because of his schedule, kids, and time zones. I'm never playing a game with Serge. It's just not happening. Devin, it has to happen because I have to two-stock him. He wants to bathe in the trials of fire, and teach Smash and learn Smash the fun way.
I'll play Smash with you that first weekend. We'll stream, we'll have the fun. I'll probably play Smash with you the weekend after, and then make maybe a couple of days every month after that. But you're gonna play Smash like every day. I am definitely not. My son is more like you. We've talked about this. My son will play Smash just indefinitely. That's why we got to get another Switch. Because I'll never get the Switch back.
Like, to think like how I saw it briefly how I approached Brawlout, but yeah, I will play Smash. Like, and I didn't even, and like playing on the Wii U was on my TV upstairs, and I played a decent amount of it. Now I have my own station down here. I'll stream it, and I just, when I get tunnel vision on a game, and then I want to get better at. Oh, it's gonna be. I fear for my life. Donnie, we have some questions to hit up before we end the show tonight. So direct from you.
Please understand.
What do we got? Who we got some questions from? We need.
All right. So Kaiju Guy writes in. He's not a question, but I think it's worth reading this. He goes, Starlink is a must-have for Switch owners. The game is not worth it on other systems. Fox is the main appeal, and if you in any way like him, get the digital version of the game. Never buy the physical. It's really like a Christmas gift type game. So people are liking that Starlink. I heard Luke Lore talking about you liking the Starlink. The people that are playing it, they like Starlink.
I'd like to hear some more of that non-Nintendo opinion on the game, because I think, the Nintendo has that huge Star Fox selling point. Sure. I want to know what it's like for the PlayStation fans and the Xbox fans that get all the Ks and the teraflops on their. We just get Foxes. They get Ks and teraflops. And I haven't really looked. They kept touting the UK sales numbers. Yeah, but I never saw like in North America how it sold.
I didn't see those either.
Platforms. Because I'm really interested to see how it sells. I have a feeling this Switch will sell pretty well just because of Star Fox.
It's on the wish list for me for Black Friday, so I can put it under the Christmas tree. I'm not going to touch it until Christmas.
No, I mean if there's like a great deal on it, I'll pull the trigger on it. But I do plan to own that game. It's not something I can get from the library because it needs those physical parts.
You don't need them.
You
don't have to play with them.
Yeah, but it really limits you.
What I told,
I want to do that. So that I think the physical, like Kaiju Guy said, physical is the best. I mean, digital, is the best way to get that game.
It was P Calico who was saying that, and he was asking, and what I told him was there is no amount of digital crap, digital ships and guns that you can get. I don't care how much of it is there and how easy it makes a game. Blah 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 blah. None of that can replace that sweet looking R-Wing sitting on the shelf.
That's 100% true.
Yeah, for me, there's one strong reason to buy this game, and it's to have an R-Wing.
Speaking of which, like if Nintendo made an R-Wing model kit that I could build,
sure.
Why don't they have that? Why is that not a thing? I think Nintendo Talk had a video talking about this game and Fox. I think what I like what this game's done most of all is it's kind of brought Star Fox out of a negative light that we had.
Definitely cleansed the palate a little bit
from zero, and now we're talking positively about Fox McCloud. I think the fans are very excited about what Star Fox. We got Smash coming up again, which is going to highlight Fox McCloud. I think that this really sets the stage of what I think where that series needs to go. I think the rail shooter of Star Fox, that has to be done. I think if you combine what Starlink offers you with
open world adventure
with the cool bosses that Star Fox has always had, the wingmen, you give me some drop in, drop out multiplayer when one of my friends can just hop on and take control of Slippy or Falco and play with me.
That's good.
That would be sweet.
That's good. That's a much bigger, grander scale. They've never invested into Star Fox like that. That's a big game.
We've just been telling the same story over and over again for the past how many years?
I know it was just a rumor. I'm down for this Star Fox racing. That
That'd
rumor
be fun.
sounded awesome.
That'd be fun.
I'm down for that.
I mean,
game
at
in a
first I was
heartbeat.
like, this sounds dumb, but now it's like, that would be really fun.
It sounds
Give
amazing.
Give it to me.
Now, because I am buying the physical version for my son for Christmas,
And then you can play it with your Labo flight stick.
There you go. I definitely looked at all of the reviews. It does look like if you're going to buy this game physically for the R-Wing, pick up another ship, at least one more ship. You got at least pick one more up because like apparently like they're used as like lives.
Yeah.
So like if you just die with the one, like you just got to start over. So
Yeah.
buy at
And you
least
want
one more ship.
Extra pilots are nice too.
I'm hoping that this game I'm like buy because it's a Ubisoft game, right? Black Friday, like Assassin's Creed, would be $30. I'm hoping this game is half off at on Black Friday, and I'm gonna spend $80 on it, and I'm gonna get the game and like 5 ships and 3 pilots, and I'm gonna get like a whole bunch of stuff. That's what I'm hoping.
That's a good idea. That's a good idea. What else we got?
Seth wrote in with a really good one. I
Oh
like this
boy.
one.
Oh boy.
So there's Mario Kart and Super Smash Bros. What other kind of game would you like to see a mashup of Nintendo characters in, either multiplayer or single player? Pick the game, who's in it, and what are they doing?
This is always my answer every time. Mario Hockey. Give me Mario Hockey.
So just any of the sports games?
No, I want
Just
hockey.
hockey.
I want a hockey Mario sports game. I want what we got with with Strikers, but now it's going to be like Mario Slapshot or something like that, Mario Cross Check.
Sure.
That's what I want.
Sure.
That's what I want.
I think a really easy answer is all the sports games. Like Mario Golf with Link and everything would be freaking sweet. I like that idea.
Hyrule Course,
But
Hyrule Field.
I really thought like Splatoon. Like that was my first thought. I think you could pop Splatoon by adding a Mario or something in there.
But how would they travel? Like, how would you do the whole squid travel
Dude,
thing?
it's video games. Come on, I've seen much different, much easier, harder things to explain in video games. That's what I was thinking. Like the sports thing that you bring up is an easier fit. Mario Party could be like a Nintendo Party. That's an easy one. That would be a lot of fun.
How about we combine Def Jam Vendetta with Mario Party, and you get like this Mario Street Fighter
That's so
like
dumb. That's
backyard
so dumb.
brawl,
I was trying to think. The other ones that I would think of are like nobody wants to hear. So I was thinking like maybe they revive, like take a property like Brain Age or like one of their puzzle games, Puzzle and Dragon, like something like that could definitely like if they added all the characters in could get some appeal that like it may never have. But that's not what people want to hear. They want to hear big Nintendo games. I definitely don't want Mario showing up in a Zelda game. I don't want Mario showing up in a Star Fox game. I don't want them showing up in a Metroid game. Like there's definitely like universes I want to keep separate. I don't want to just jump into the let's Nintendo everything Nintendo all the time.
Yeah.
I don't want that. And I guess that would be kind of the thing that I would say with most of the sports games. I like that they kind of have like a natural rivalry with the Mario characters, the Koopa kids and things like that. But
that makes more sense than doing all the like the Smash roster and just throwing everything in a game and calling it.
Yeah. So, I don't know, Nintendo Land. I'd be down for Nintendo Land too. We freaking love that game.
Waru Plaza Simulator.
WarioWare. How freaking great is WarioWare? And it's totally crazy and chaotic and wacky enough to support having different types of games for different franchises. Anything that like it celebrates, their type of stuff. But I could totally see like a Splatoon type thing where maybe it's single player only. Like the Inklings. Like you could totally have like I would totally be down for playing Mario levels as Splatoon characters shooting Goombas with Splatoon guns. Because they kind of almost already have that. You think about like the single player levels in Splatoon.
Oh yeah.
If you spun it with like some different colors and blocks that moved, and you changed all the enemies to Goombas, and you just played some Mario music over that would be really awesome. I think a lot of people would think that would be really, really great. People would love that.
I think it's just cool to see the Mushroom Kingdom in different variants, like what we saw, like much like we got to see with Kingdom Battle. Being able to explore the world in a different
Kingdom Battle. After that survey I took, Mario Rabbids Kingdom Battle, maybe it becomes a Nintendo Kingdom Battle. Because you could totally do like a universe type thing where you're swapping back and forth and stuff. Yeah. That's not a bad idea.
How cool would I know we didn't talk about doing the Smash treatment, but how sweet would it be to be Captain Falcon of that and just Falcon punch the heck out of guys? You'd be like this melee character. he has a taunt. Show me your moves, and they come at him, and then Falcon.
Especially
and
that
just kills everyone.
mention of that. I'm not going to come back. I'm going to say it again. That rabid zombie horde mode. If you could be like Link, Captain Falcon, Fox, and Mario, dude, that'd be so much fun. I'd be down for that.
That'd be fun. Great. Good question, Seth.
Our last one comes from Trash Turkey. I think I'm the only one that has much to say on this one. Any chance we get a Power Pros game in 2019? Jason, do you like Power Pros? Have you ever played Power Pros? Do you follow Power Pros?
I had to Google what it was. I had no idea what Power Pros was. So this is, at first I was like, oh, is it a wrestling game?
No.
But no, I see it's baseball.
Power Pros is an amazing baseball game that hasn't graced a Western audience since Power Pros Wii, I think. Maybe
I like. Is it arcadey? Because I like arcadey baseball.
Yes, it's totally arcadey.
Perfect.
It's totally arcadey. It's super fun.
Is it as good as Rusty's Real Deal?
Way better.
Perfect.
Used to have the MLB license.
Wow.
It still has the Japanese license, and to this day, it still releases on PlayStation 4 and Vita in Japan. Like, they just had one that dropped this year. 2018, Power Pros 2018. They had 2016, 2015. Goes back every year. Actually, I think this year's PlayStation 4 game in Japan has a PlayStation VR component. You can play the game in VR. So it's like these little Wii-like characters. Like, they're Miis. But they're baseball players, and they have, like, Cleveland Indians get up.
Like little chibi baseball players with floating
and that's it. It's exactly what you think it is. They throw the ball and you smash the ball out of the park, and it's super fun, and home runs and all the little animations and stuff. It's not like it's not like Mario. You don't like the bat doesn't light on fire and you do 18 flips and beat the ball into space. It doesn't do that. But it's definitely a more arcadey version of baseball than anything you've seen, like, MLB The Show. It's definitely, it's that in between of something that's like totally watered down, but like you can actually get the pitches and stuff. And I really love Power Pros.
First, we get an over the top arcadey wrestling game, and then we get Power Pros.
I don't think we'll get Power Pros. I think if we were going to get Power Pros, I think we would have seen it show up on PlayStation 4, considering they already have the game. I think it's a licensing thing. I just don't think they either can afford or want to have the MLB license, and I don't think you can make that game without it. You can't release that game in the States without the Major League Baseball license. It's not going to sell. So I don't think we get one. But, Trash Turkey, you hit a chord with me because I freaking love Power Pros. Like, I may even still have that game on Wii, I think, in a box, because we played a lot of MLB Power Pros. It's really fun. So I loved it.
I like it.
Yeah. That's it for us, man.
That's it. It's all done.
I feel like
I just got here.
Now make sure you call out sick to if we're in Nintendo.
So there's many times where I'm like, I could just go to bed, and I'm like, oh no, I got a podcast with Sean.
I made a joke while you were on vacation, I think to Sean, that what we should do is we should start a tally, like a war, right? So I get like these little numbers that flip, and we just have like a Jason counter. So like we flip, and like we got Jason for 1 week, and then they flip, and then we flip, and like whoever's winning.
Oh God, don't do that to me. Because unfortunately, due to the time slot, it's much easier for me to make.
I know.
Nintendo all the time.
The time slot, due to Sean and Bobby being awesome, it's much easier for me to make Friday nights work than. We know.
No, it's not the Friday night. It's that 10:30, because then the family's in bed. So I'm like, well, just got to stay up and be tired tomorrow.
I'm not going to sleep anyway.
That's all I got to do. Yep, just got to be tired. So that is going to do it for the Shack this week. Thank you so much for listening, watching. We appreciate it. We always stream this show live at twitch.tv/PSVG. We encourage you to check out all the other shows on the PSVG network and our brother and sister shows at Make Us Better. You can check us out on the Discord. And hey, this has its own unique feed. If you want to get just the Nintendo Shack, that's an option. Search Nintendo Shack. You'll find it. Bored with Video Games is ready to drop. It's there. It's ready. We're just waiting for iTunes to fix the crud. Yeah. Because we don't know what's going on there. There's some weird hiccup on iTunes side where that show is not publishing like it should. And folks, really, just come back for more Nintendo Shack. You'll be glad you did. I'm Jason. I'm done. Donnie, get us out of here.
Good night, Kooplings.